Good Sunday morning, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? I am Kendrick, the sports guy, and you are watching TFG Sports Media Sports Show. Uh, some of the best 30-minute sports talk you can find in these social media streets. Hope you are having a good start to your Sunday. And it is December 17th. We are basically a week out from Christmas. I know everyone is probably trying to get those gifts uh, get them wrapped, get them ordered. You better hurry up if you're trying to order something and get it for it to make it to Christmas. I think you have until maybe Tuesday that if you order it, it should be here by Christmas time. So for those that's stressing over their Christmas gifts, make sure you get that done. Your boy, I'm not doing a whole bunch of stressing. I don't really get all into these holidays like that, but that is neither here nor there. So again, I hope you're having a good start to your Sunday. Make sure you come in. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you share it to your social media platforms. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, TFG Sports Media on YouTube. Make sure you follow it on Facebook as well. And make sure you subscribe to my sports channel. That's Kendrick Sports Hustle. That's SporTZ HUSTLE. Make sure you do that on YouTube and follow Kendrick Sports Hustle on Facebook as well. But don't leave and go there yet. We're gonna stick around. We're gonna talk a little sports. Again, make sure you comment. Let me know you in the house, in the place, and let's have a conversation. We're gonna chat a little bit. As you can see, I'm wearing my my beanie with the number 23 on it. You know who number 23 is. And I got my Green Bay mug. So I'm ready, set, go. I am ready for that action. So again, make sure you jump in that comment section. You watching so we can chat a bit. Matter of fact, make sure you comment, and then later when I rewatch this broadcast, I'm definitely going to go back and try to respond to all the comments. Again, so we're going to jump right into this thing. We got NFL Week 15. It is upon us. It actually started on Thursday night with the Chargers and the Raiders, and boy, that got ugly quick. The Raiders thumped the Chargers 63-21, and after that thumping, the Chargers said, "You know what? In the words of Roberto Duran, no mas." The Chargers said, "No more. It's time for a change." The Chargers fired head coach Brandon Staley. After 2.5 seasons with the club, he was 24-24 in his 2.5 seasons there. And again, they got thumped by the Raiders 63-21 Thursday night. They also fired their general manager as well. So Staley makes the third head coach in the NFL to be given a pink slip this season. The Raiders fired Josh McDaniels a couple of months ago. I would believe that was in October. Then just a couple of weeks ago, the Panthers fired Frank Reich. So that is the third head coaching casualty this season. And I just read not too long ago that it looks like it's probably going to be all she wrote for Washington Commanders head coach Ron Rivera. According to a report from Sports Illustrated, that he is expected to be let go at the end of the season. And then there's word that the New England Patriots, they're going to decide that it's time to move on from Belichick. You know, the Patriots are 2-10, something like that. And nah, babe, they not ready yet. That's my grandbaby, guys. They not ready yet, baby. Papa tell you when they're done. Matter of fact, come on over here and speak to the people real quick, if you don't mind. My granddaughter is go ahead and just say hello. Hello. How you doing today? She's doing good. She's out of school. She's out for her Christmas vacation. So anyway, that's my granddaughter, Nyla. She's waiting on some eggs. I told her they'll be ready in just a minute. But we're going to continue. Again, NFL notes. So again, Brandon Staley, he did get fired from the San Diego Chargers, the LA Chargers. And I was talking about Belichick. They're saying that he's probably going to be gone. He's going to probably be out of there from the Patriots. And I have another one that I think may be out. I was watching the Steelers and the Colts, and as much as it pains me to say this, I think the Steelers, I think it's time for a change at the head coaching position. I think Mike Tomlin is on the hot seat. I know he has another year left on his deal, but after they took that loss to the Colts yesterday. I don't know, just the body language of what I was looking at the players. They don't. I think they've tuned him out. So you heard it first from me. You heard it. I'm giving you some tea. Don't be surprised if Mike Tomlin is not. It doesn't return to the Steelers next season, and then you're gonna probably start hearing the names float around for that Chargers job. I guarantee you, if Belichick and Tomlin are let go, those two names are going to be at the top of the list for that job as well as the Panthers, because they got to open it. And the Raiders, technically, they do too. Antonio Pierce is interim. He's not. I hope they would give him a shot. I think the Raiders have played a whole lot better since he's taken over for McDaniel. So we'll see what happens there. So that was part of the NFL Week 15 notes. Also, Kansas City Chiefs head coach Andy Reid and MVP, Super Bowl MVP, everything quarterback Patrick Mahomes, they got hit in the pocketbook by the NFL. Andy Reid was fined $100,000, and Patrick Mahomes was fined $50,000 for violating NFL rules about public criticism of game officials. Now, I would think that these players should know by now. You can't get in front of this microphone right here and you can't criticize these officials. I mean, that's like a man that's married getting on social media, talking crazy about his wife, putting their business all in the street, then not expecting him to suffer consequences and repercussions when he get home. You can't do that. So again, they still stewing in that loss to the Bills 20-17, but the actual the play they were stewing over, Kadarius Toney was offsides by the rule book. So I mean, they rarely call it, but he technically his foot was over the line of scrimmage. So, but anyway, they both are a little bit lighter in the back pocket this morning. So again, we'll see what happens with that. And speaking of which, we had again Saturday games. If you don't know, NFL, we're gonna have Saturday games now to the end of the season. Had a triple header on NFL Network yesterday. The Bengals got the big win versus the Vikings in overtime. That was the early game. The middle game again was the Steelers at the Colts. Colts got that big win, was 30-13, and then the night game was the Broncos and the who the Broncos get beat up on, because I know there's been who the Broncos play last night. I can't remember, because I stopped watching that game. But some of the big talk about that game was Sean Payton going at Russell Wilson like he was some rookie quarterback. He went off on a tirade. Oh, it's the Broncos and the Lions. That's why I forget, because it's NFC North division rival. Yeah, Jared Goff threw for 5 touchdowns, by the way, in that game. Just a side note. But yeah, the talk on social media, man, was Sean Payton getting in Russell Wilson's you know what after I think what play. And man, I ain't never, to be honest with you, I've never seen a head coach. I've seen them be a little stern with their starting quarterback, but I ain't never seen one go off like that. I mean, like, dog, Sean Payton went in. I think if I was Russell Wilson, man, me and him would have had a meeting after that, because that looked disrespectful to me. But who am I to say? So there we go. Miss Toria Williams, I am here listening while cooking. How you doing, Miss Toria? Always checking in with me. Appreciate that. What you cooking, by the way? Tell me what's on the menu in the Williams' household on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. So again, that happened with the Broncos and the Lions game last night. So we're going to see if it's going to be some repercussions felt after that. So again, the games today, they're scrolling down at the bottom if you want to check them out. The noon games, the early game that really kind of piqued my interest. Obviously, it's my Packers. I'll be watching the Packers and the Bucks. They host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But also to see how the Texans rebound versus the Titans. Possibly, it looks like C.J. Stroud, all rookie quarterback, all everything. He had a pretty bad game last week against the Jets. Looks like he's probably not going to play. He's in concussion protocol. And I went and looked at the injury list, and he was listed at doubtful. So don't look like CJ Stroud will be playing against a big AFC South matchup against the Titans. We got the Jets at the Dolphins. That's a big one. My man Cheetah, Tyreek Hill is a game time decision, according to reports I've seen. He's dealing with a ankle injury, so it's going to be a game time decision for him. That's a big game in the AFC East. The noon kickoffs, the early kickoffs. And the Ravens play tonight. So the noon games we're getting down to a lot of them going to mean something. Again, I'm definitely going to be watching the Packers and the Buccaneers because we're sitting we're in the 7th seed. The Packers in the 7th seed right now, as far as playoffs. So they can't really have any slip ups the rest of the way. Again, the noon kickoffs, we got the Bears at the Browns, Bucks at Packers, Texans at Titans, Jets at Dolphins. Got the Chiefs at the Patriots, should be an easy win. And we have the Giants at the Saints and the Falcons at the Panthers in that horrible NFC South division. Now the 3:05 p.m. kickoffs, we got the Commanders at the Rams and the 49ers at the Cardinals. Speaking of the 49ers, they are the hot team in the league. I think they are the best team in the league at this point. They on a 5-game winning streak. They've already clinched a playoff berth, and they can clinch the division with the win today over the Cardinals. And they clicking on all cylinders right now. Again, they hit that lull in the middle of the season where they went in that 3-game slump, but they look like they ready to go, man. So right now the Niners are 10-3. They sit in the top the NFC as far as playoff position with the 1 seed. The Cowboys are right behind them at the 2 seed. So the Cowboys they got a big game. That's the game of the day. That's the 3:25 game at the Bills. These teams they don't know a lot about each other, but they got a lot of history from the 90s when you talk about Super Bowls and whatever. But the Cowboys, they one of the hottest teams in the league too. They on a 5. They've won 5 straight. They've been at home most of the month of November. They can also clinch a playoff berth with a win or a tie today. So the Cowboys are playing for something. But the one thing about them, they're only 500 on the road. They're 7-0 at home this season. They're 3-3 on the road. And the weather, I looked at the weather forecast. They're talking about high in the 40s and rainy. So it's going to be a slick ball. So the passing game may suffer. So we're going to see who's going to be able to run that football a little bit. The Bills got a pretty stingy defense against the run. So we're going to see what happens with that. Unfortunately, we won't see the Diggs brothers go at each other. That was somebody I was reading what Stefan was looking forward to that, but unfortunately, Trayvon Diggs, the all-pro cornerback for the Cowboys, he's out for the season. He tore his ACL earlier in the season. So that Cowboys-Bills game, that's going to be the game of the day. That's the matchup of the day. Victoria says, baby back ribs, homemade mac and cheese, fresh collard greens mixed with cabbage, potato salad, rolling out the dough for the homemade rolls. You know what, Miss Toria, you need to find a way to FedEx me a plate to Tyler, Texas. I need some of that in my life right now. I know that's going to be some good old-fashioned eating, and somebody's going to have the itis after they eat that because they're going to be straight sleeping, taking a afternoon nap because that really sounds good. So I know the mister is going to enjoy that. I'm enjoying it just reading about it. So again, Cowboys-Bills, that's a big game. Can the Cowboys, can they get the big win? Because they got the rest of the way, it's going to be pretty tough. They go to the Dolphins after this, after the Bills game. Then I believe they got the Lions at home, and then they end on the road with the Commanders. So this is a tough 4-game stretch, whereas the Eagles, they got a really easy 4-game stretch. So the Eagles, right now, I think the Eagles probably will end up winning this division, but it's going to be tight just because of the Cowboys have a tougher road as far as their regular season schedule. So I'd like to know what you guys think about these Sunday games. Again, this week 15 is winding down. And again, I said we're going to be having Saturday games from here on out. There'll be NFL Saturday games next week. Then the week, which is Christmas weekend. Then the following week, which is New Year's weekend, you'll have Saturday games. Matter of fact, the Cowboys and Lions are at the Cowboys on that Saturday night. And that would be the night that former Cowboys head coach Jimmy Johnson will be inducted into the Cowboys Ring of Honor. So That is our look at the NFL Week 15 matchups. So we're gonna move on to our next topic. We move into the NBA, and we got to talk about Mr. Draymond Green. Yeah, Draymond Green. If you don't know, he has a history of ejections and techs, and this one took the cake. Draymond Green on, I believe, last Wednesday they were playing the Suns, and Green basically struck the face of Sun center Yusuf Nurkic when they were jockeying for position. Uh, Green would give a post-game presser after this and explain himself, and he was. I'll be honest with you. I watched that press conference and him explaining what happened. He just seemed to be going through the motions. I think Draymond Green, uh, he's first of all, let's talk about his basketball skills. I think he's an average basketball player. I think he's a D. He sets good screens. Uh, he's a decent shooter. As far as defender, he's average, but he just fell in the right situation. I ain't taking away his chips. He's a four-time champion. I know he's won Defensive Player of the Year. I get it, but his antics, all that stuff overshadows what he does on the court. Most of the time, his antics end up on the court, just like this. And again, you can see in the ticker, this is his timeline of his suspensions. And I was reading, he has a total of 18 ejections and 6 suspensions since he's been in the league. Well, the league said enough is enough, and they decided to suspend him indefinitely after this latest incident, again, with center son Joseph Nurkic. As far as how long, I did read where if it's 20 games or less, he would be docked roughly $150,000 per game. And if it's 20 games or more, he will be docked roughly $200,000 per game. So it's gonna hurt it. It's gonna hit him in the back pocket. But I think at this point, I think we all tired of Drake. I am. I can't speak for anybody else. This dude right here, man, is a straight clown. I'll be honest with you. All this tough talk, all this, he does his little podcast. He has a lot to say. He's part of the new media. I get it. Players want to be able to control the narrative, and they want to be able to speak on, whatever their own situations. I get that. But at this point, I think the Golden State Warriors, they did themselves a disservice by signing this cat to an extension this past summer. I would have let him. I would have just said, "Nah, man, we good on you." Because what has he actually done? Matter of fact, this season he's averaging 9.7 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 5.8 assists, and he's shooting 49% from the field goal line. And he's 33. So I mean, what is he actually bringing to your team outside of distractions? And all this, always pulling off these stupid antics. So I think that's one of the reasons why GM Bob Myers, I think he stepped down. I just think he got sick of the Draymond Green. It's always something with this dude. It's always something with this dude. Now, I guarantee you, he's going to go on, if you haven't already, I don't really listen to his podcast. He's going to go on his podcast and spit all this insane. And, he's one of those type cats like Kanye West. He's one of those type cats that they like to talk and hear themselves talking. They think a lot of the things they're saying is gold and it sounds great, but actually it sounds like a bunch of stupid gibberish, in my opinion. So I'm going to read Miss Tori's comment. She says, he is in need of extensive anger management plus a therapist because he's delusional to think he is tough. Tony, tough Tony all the time, straight clown. I agree with you. As somebody commented and said that, he's from, I believe, Flint, Michigan. Somebody says he's from a tough part of Flint, Michigan, and I get that, Mr. Tough Guy. But the other thing about this, I think some of the the NBA players gave this cat a pass. Why don't they? Why hasn't someone stepped to this dude and put some on him? I'm not condoning violence. I'm just saying sometimes you got to step up and let a bully know that you ain't gonna be bullying everybody all the time. He done punched his teammate and his former teammate in practice, and that should have been a sign to the Warriors, like, you know what? Nah, we need to get this dude some help. Now he is Miss Tori. He has to take anger management classes. I do know that that's part of the requirements for him to be able to be back in the league, and he's going to have to do some other things before he'll be able to rejoin the Warriors. Now he will be able to practice with the team while he is suspended indefinitely. So there is that is that. Miss Tori also says they need to cut their losses with him. Time for him to hang it up and retire. He's not all that on the court. I agree. That's what I was saying. When you look at his stats that I just read, what is he really bringing? 9.7 points, 5.5 rebounds per game, 5.8 assists. So that there it is. So again, Draymond Green has been suspended indefinitely by the NBA. Again, he will have to meet some requirements to be reinstated to the team, to the league, but he will be able to practice with the team while he is away. So we'll see. And speaking of Golden State, they actually got the big win. They got a win last night over the Nets, I believe. Stephen Curry did his thing. He went over 3,500 3-pointers, 3,500 points in 3-pointers as well. So he's doing his thing. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna stay in the basketball world, and we headed to the Chicago Bulls, and I got on my number 23 beanie. If you don't know, now you know. I am an MJ fan, MJ guy, and will always be. I always say I'm not gonna say he is the GOAT. He is my GOAT. Everybody can argue who they think: LeBron, Bill Russell, Kareem, Will, whoever you feel you put in the conversation. That's fine and all. You can throw up you can write your soliloquies and your dissertations and put it all out there, and we can debate it. But I ain't gonna really debate you. I'm just gonna say let each player has a resume, and I like MJ's resume the best. That's just me. So MJ is gonna always be my GOAT. Nothing said, nothing against the other great players, because I think LeBron is a great player. I think Kareem is a great player. I think Will was a great player. I think Mr. Russell was a great player. There was a lot of great players in the NBA, but it's always fascinating to me that the NBA is the one sport. When we talk about the league, we talk about all sports, professional sports. Why is the NBA the only sport where the GOAT conversation is so convoluted and so disrespectful? It's disrespectful to those that came before this generation, and sometimes the prior generation is disrespectful a little bit to the current generation. It goes both ways, but I think the current generation is more disrespectful. And I would say this: I think a lot of it is from those that were born probably after 1980. I would say after 1987. A lot of them don't really know. They don't know a lot of the prior history as far as the NBA. Some of the great players that came through the league from the prior, they don't know their history. All they know is the 2000s, and the 2000s wasn't bad. I think the early 2000s was some of the best basketball. But 80s and 90s is my thing. But I digress. But let's talk about the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls will have their inaugural class of 2024 Ring of Honor going in on January the 12th of next year. They will have a private gala at the United Center on January the 11th. And then they will have the halftime ceremony January 12th when the Chicago Bulls host the Golden State Warriors. So this will be the inaugural class of the Chicago Bulls Ring of Honor class of 2024. They will induct new classes every 2 years. So the next class will be in 2026, as you can see scrolling in the ticker. Here are the 13 Bulls legends that will be going in, led by who, number 23, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, on that Artist Gilmore, the late Jerry Sloan, Tony Kukoc, Dennis Rodman, Bob Love, head coach Phil Jackson, former coach broadcaster Johnny Red Kerr, and original owner Dick Klein, general manager the late Jerry Krause, and the 1995-1996 Bulls team, as well as Chet Walker, and assistant coach Tex Winter. They all will be inducted into the inaugural class of the Bulls Ring of Honor of 2024. And I did something on this on the TFG Sports Media and Kendrick Sports Hustle. Make sure if you haven't already, subscribe to those channels. And a commenter, a viewer said, "Why isn't Horace Grant going in the first class?" And I was like, that's a good point. Because in my opinion, I think Horace Grant should have been in this inaugural class more so than Dennis Rodman, in my opinion. Because I think when you think about that first Bulls team that three-peated, Horace Grant was very, very an important part of that team. Uh, but so yeah, I agree with that comment. I thought Horace Grant should have been going in with this Ring of Honor with this class rather than Dennis Rodman. But all eyes is going to be. Oh, side note, all eyes are going to be on MJ and Scottie Pippen. And we all know it's been well documented. After the Last Dance aired during the pandemic in 2020, Scottie Pippen didn't like it. And he ended up writing a book and has been very disparaging about his former teammate and friend. Or were they ever friends? Don't know. I think sound like MJ was more of a friend than Scottie. So these two in the same place in January, are they both going to show up, or is just one? My thoughts. I think one of them is not going to show up, and I don't know. And I would say I think it may be Scottie. I don't know, but we all know if both those two do show up, cameras, media attention, it's going to be a media circus. It's going to be all over just to see if they interact. Will they even interact with one another? Because that's going to be awkward if they both show up and they don't interact. How you gonna play that off? How you gonna really front, as they say? How you gonna really play that off? Because you two gonna be in the same space, and their names are connected, man. Let's gonna keep it real. Their names are connected forever when you talk about the Chicago Bulls. I know Scottie hated, but it's Batman and Robin. Scottie was Robin, and Mike was Batman, and they both needed each other. I think they both were important. Mike has made that perfectly clear that Scottie was a very important part of him winning those 6 titles. I don't know what else Scottie want Mike to say, but then Scottie has his reasons, I guess. But now it's just really went into the reality circus world now, because now his ex-wife Larsa Pippen is dating Michael Jordan's son, Marcus, and they talking about getting married and yada, yada, yada. And you talking about being connected forever. I was thinking about this the other day. What if those two did get married and they have a child? That child would be Michael Jordan's grandchild. And also that child would be Scottie Pippen's and Larsa Pippen's children's sibling. So those two will always be connected, even from the basketball court to the family. If that happens, I'm just speculating. But again, there you have it. But again, the Bulls Ring of Honor, I think is dope. I did not know they didn't have one, but it will be going down again January 12th at the United Center. The halftime ceremony would take place then between the Bulls and the Warriors. And then they would have a private gala the night before all this. So, congrats to all those legendary Bulls players. And again, congrats to my guy MJ. Congrats to Scottie and all the rest of those deserving Bulls legends that would be inducted into the Chicago Bulls Ring of Honor. So we're getting down to our last segment real quick. I got to give a shout out to my Milwaukee Bucks, to Giannis Antetokounmpo. I got to give a shout out to him before I get out of here. Let me read a comment from Miss Williams first. Excuse me. What Miss Toya says, I think I am going to see, can I get some tickets to this game? I need to see this game just to see if they both show up. You know what, Miss Toya? Hey, that's going to be the hottest ticket in Chicago. You already know. That's going to be the hottest ticket in Chicago. You better start looking now, because I guarantee you they've already selling those tickets are probably already selling like hotcakes. So yeah, definitely start looking to see if you can get some now. Make sure you guys, if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to TFG Sports Media on YouTube. Make sure you like and follow TFG Sports Media on Facebook as well. Make sure you like and subscribe to Kendrick Sports Hustle on YouTube. That's SporTZHUSTLE. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube, my personal sports channel. So I need about 30. I think I'm at 953. So come on, I need you guys. Go subscribe over there. We almost at 2,800 on TFG Sports Media. Just got to get them watch, them views up to become monetized. That's where I'm lacking. So go do your brother solid. Go to TFG Sports Media and watch some videos, like them, get them in that YouTube algorithm. Go to Kendrick Sports Hustle, go view some of the videos, like them, and get that YouTube so we can get some of those watch hours up. And also follow me on my personal profile on Facebook. That's Kendrick Roline Henderson. Excuse me. I'm at 3,100 followers there. I almost get there as well. You can follow me on Instagram. That's Kendrick 1969, and you can follow me on TikTok. I'm at 1,000 subscribers there already, so I appreciate that. You can follow me on TikTok at Kendrick Henderson 51. So my last story before I get out of here, we're talking again. Giannis Antetokounmpo. He put 64 on the Indiana Pacers Wednesday night in a good victory for the Bucks, and there was some controversy at the end of that. Giannis was looking for the game ball because that was his career high. He dropped 64, which was also the Milwaukee Bucks franchise record. He broke the record of 57 held by Michael Redd, who set that record back in 2006. And he was looking for the game ball, and he couldn't find it. And in the words of my brother from another mother, Will Walker, he walked up on Tyrese Halliburton for the Pacers and said, "Look here, man, y'all gonna have to come up off that ball. I know you trying to get that ball to your rookie, some rookie guy that scored his first points, but you in my house, you in our home arena, you don't get to take the ball." So man, Giannis was on one, and it got chippy. It ended up going to getting chippy in a tunnel. They had words back and forth. Security was able to finally calm it down. Giannis would speak on it in his post-game presser. He did get presented the ball, but according to Giannis, he don't think it's authentic. He don't think it was the ball that he played with. He said, "I'm trying to get this ball to my mama." Y'all know how we feel about our mothers. You can't be messing with mama. Come on now. So Giannis like, "Look, you better put some respect on my name, or there's going to be some consequences and repercussions if y'all don't come up off my ball, man." So we don't know if that is the real ball he has, but he did get a ball. So I had to give a shout out to my guy, my birth city, my born city. That's where I was born, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to my Milwaukee Bucks. Again, shout out to Giannis dropping 64 on the Indiana Pacers. So again, this is the end of the show. I am Kendrick, the sports guy. If you rewatch this, make sure you comment. Make sure you like this. Make sure you share this to all your social media platforms. And also go watch some of those videos on the platform. I think you dig it. Again, next week is Christmas week. This time next Sunday it'll be Christmas Eve. I may pop in and do something. I may not. It just depends. But I want to wish everyone, if I don't, I want to wish you a happy Christmas. Hopefully you enjoy your time with your loved ones. Again, keep it locked here during the week. If there's something jumping, breaking news, I definitely will pop in and do something. But I want you to enjoy. Hope you enjoy your family, enjoy your friends. And again, I want to give a shout out real quick to my big bro from my other mother, Chuck Walker, Charles Walker. We call him Chuck. He has a born day tomorrow. So I want to wish my big bro a happy born day on tomorrow. It's quite a few of my relatives got born days this week. My big cousin Zarita, she has a born day. My little bro Andre Banks has a born day coming up this week. So I want to wish them all a happy born day. And last but certainly not least, I want to wish my late ex-wife, Bridget Annette Johnson Henderson, who was born on Christmas Eve. She would have been 49 years old next Sunday. So I definitely want to wish her a happy eternal born day, and we miss her dearly. So again, you all have a great rest of your Sunday. Enjoy some NFL football again. I'm checking out the Bucks and the Packs. We got the Bills and the Cowboys going down at 325. So you guys be cool, be calm again, and have a good one. Miss Toria says happy holidays to you, Kenny, and your family. Same to you, Miss Toria. As always, I appreciate your support, and you always watching us. So again, you all enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to get off it, get out of here, and until the next time, we will see you on the other side and on the next report. I am out. Peace.